Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about the DOST-funded NICER program Seaweed Research Development Center at the Mindanao State University-Tawi-Tawi College of Technology and Oceanography. The commercial farming of seaweed started in the 70s and has grown considerably over the years to meet the global demand for carrageenan. Carrageenan is a thickening, gelling, and stabilizing agent in the food, pharmaceutical, cosmetic, and biotechnological industries, providing livelihood to coastal communities, especially here in Tawi-Tawi. Tawi-Tawi contributes around 25% of the national seaweed production. There are two major methods of seaweed farming. These are off-bottom seaweed farming in the shallow areas, and in the deeper areas, they use floating method. Now behind me is a pondohan, which is a community of silt houses surrounded by seaweed farms. Sitangkay is a major producer of seaweeds with 13 hectares of seaweed farmed area. In Tawi-Tawi has a total seaweed farmed area of 67 hectares. Now, despite the extensive farming areas, the country's annual seaweed production has declined over the years. And this is attributed to a host of problems such as repeated vegetative propagation of the same plants already in culture. For example, this lady here has been propagating the same strains for 6 years. The use of the same strains has led to a decrease in genetic diversity with the concomitant associated problems such as a slow growth rate, low carrageenan yield and quality, susceptibility to ice disease, epiphyte infestation, and there are one common epiphyte is Chaetomorpha crassa, another is the commonly called sereng, which is a calcareous algae that grows on seaweeds. Another problem that face farmers is the traditional method of drying, where they just hang the seaweeds or dry them on platforms or on the ground, which exposes actually seaweeds to debris. Now, a survey of raw-dried seaweeds from farmers in Tawi-Tawi showed that the average moisture content of raw-dried seaweeds range from 60 to 78%, and impurities range from 6 to 13%, which is a lot higher than the standard set by BFAR, which is a moisture content of 35 to 40% and impurities of 3%. So there is a need to improve post-harvest processing of seaweeds. Now, the center aims to create and promote a commercially sustainable seaweed industry in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. There are 3 component projects. The first project is an optimization of laboratory and land-based nursery culture technologies of farm Capaphycus and Eucuma. This is led by Professor Karen Joy Serag.
The Project 1 aims to produce high-quality seed stocks with tissue culture and sporulation techniques. The best performing strains will be transplanted in the land-based nursery and mass propagated in the sea-based nursery of the Project 2.
We have been collecting wild and farmed Capaphycus around Tawi-Tawi. From the sites that we have collected, we prepared a distribution map of wild Capaphycus and Eucuma denticulatum in Tawi-Tawi. Now, these sites are possible sources of new seed stocks that can be used by farmers to increase production. We also mapped the different varieties being farmed in Tawi-Tawi. Most farmers in Tawi-Tawi farm Capaphycus because it commands a higher price than Eucuma denticulatum. The second project is on morphological and molecular identification, selection, and production of high-quality eucumatid cultivars. So the best performing from the land-based hatchery in terms of growth rate, resistance to ice disease, are then mass propagated in the sea-based nursery. And the high-quality seed stocks will then be distributed to farmers to increase production. We were able to establish a molecular laboratory where we are now doing DNA analyses. We also do morphological profiling. So these are just examples of the 52 farm varieties of Capaphycus being farmed in Tawi-Tawi. We also have voucher specimens that are deposited at the MSC herbarium. So we have the third project, which is on the optimization of post-harvest handling of Capaphycus and Eucheuma denticulatum. So we have been consulting farmers, asking them issues and challenges facing them, trying to find solutions for this. We are also pilot testing the UPLB Biomech designed solar-assisted seaweed dryer. Initial results show that there was a 35% decrease in drying time, which is a huge improvement. We also established a seaweed post-harvest laboratory where we can now analyze moisture content of raw dried seaweeds, and we are now extracting carrageenan and analyzing the quality of the carrageenan in terms of gelling, melting point, viscosity, and texture. We also conducted training workshops for faculty members, and then we also have trainings for seaweed farmers to improve seaweed production and address problems they have. And we also provide trainings for students. We would like to acknowledge our partners. Thank you and have a good day.